We're about to tackle problem 15.1a from my workbook. You can download the workbook from my name, TonyBell.com. Go to that website. You click the PDF, Intermediate Financial Accounting 2. No sign-ins, no sign-ups, nothing like that. And you get a free workbook with hundreds of problems. Now, lots of them, like the one we're watching now, are free, but there are plenty of members-only videos. If you're getting great value from the free stuff, I hope you'll consider a membership. All right, let's jump into the problem. Let's take a look at problem 15.1a. We're issuing common shares for cash. One of the more straightforward equity-related transactions we can have, but there still are some quirks. So the following situations are independent. On January 15th, Everstone Inc. issued 50,000 common shares for cash at $8 per share. So 50,000 times 8, that's $400,000 cash received. And it says, assume the shares are no par. This is very much the default in Canadian and international context. In the American context, I think more often in your textbooks, you're going to see par value. So it'll be a bit of a different scenario when we get to B. But certainly American companies can have no par shares. Here's how you will deal with this regardless of where you are in the world. On January 15th, 2031, you're going to be debiting cash for $400,000. And you're going to credit common shares, maybe common stock, depending on where you are, but it's the same thing. Debit cash, credit common shares for $400,000. The second scenario, exact same situation, except this time the shares have $1 par value. So what does that look like? Let me change my ink color here. Well, on January the 15th, we're going to debit cash, and we still get $400,000, but we credit common shares for their par value. And so we issued 50,000 shares, par value $1 a share, so $50,000 of common shares. What's the other $350 to make this thing balance? And the answer is it depends where you are in the world. Because this is a primarily U.S. concept, these par value shares, we're going to use the American terminology here, additional paid-in capital, or APIC. But if you're in Canada, you're going to call the excess over par value, you're going to call it contributed surplus, and if you're in an IFRS context, you're going to call this share premium. They're all talking about the same thing, though, and we have solved 15.1a. One language that's universal is likes and subscribes. No matter where you are in the world, hit the button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.